You are now listening to the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. All right, No Nation. This is the National Show with Gangster Vizil and McGee. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube /@National. That's @NATIONOLE. We also have a website, national.com. That's nationole.com, where you can always check out the latest episode. And then for everything else under the sun, you can check out our link tree, which is linktree /National Show. That's NATIONOLESHOW. All right, we are back at it again. Another Thursday morning talking Florida State sports and college football, off-season workouts, getting ready because, man, August is next month and kickoff is right around the corner. I can't wait, man.
I don't know how many days it is now, but the other day when I looked, it was 45 days. And I got excited.
Nice.
I got excited. So we're getting there, man. We're getting there. It's going to be game time in no time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumped, man. Pumped.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the whole ritual of it all, right? I'm ready for it to clear my schedule and turn my phone off and dial in and, whatever the spread is. Like, I'm just excited. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We got something pretty important to talk about, though. Pretty big. It's a big part. And it was gone from the space for a long time, but it was always a big part of the start of the college football season.
Yes,
right? It starts getting everybody in the mood. So, but real quick, we'll do a quick pro no report. But then we got to talk about the game. You've been playing.
Got to. Yes.
This weekend is what is commonly referred to as the British Open. It's actually the Open Championship, and it is being played in what's it called? Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. Pretty important course, pretty big course, old, lots of history, lots of tradition. We got 3 Noles in the Open Championship. Sorry, I apologize. We have 2 Noles in it. I lied. We have 2 Noles in it.
Good.
Our guy, Luke Clanton, who played in the Scottish Open last week, he got T65. He is not in the Open Championship this weekend. But Daniel Berger was there. He went T55 in the Scottish Open last weekend. He double bogeyed the first hole this morning, but hopefully he settles his nerves, right? And then Brooks Koepka was a few strokes over, a couple holes in. I turned away to start prepping for the show. So hopefully both of them have big weekends and have strong outings over in Northern Ireland. And also, 2 other things. It's really good that we celebrated a little bit last week when the Connecticut Sun beat the Seattle Storm. That was important because right back onto the losing ways after that. 3 straight L's after that W. Seattle Storm avenged that L real quick with the very next game. They won and then also lost to the LA Sparks and the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark. So, yeah, it's not looking good for our squad in the WNBA, the Connecticut Sun. Not loving that. But our guy, Big Dumper himself.
Big Dumper
wins the home run derby.
Right on.
Exciting. I hope everybody wagered on it and won a little bit and had a lot of fun cheering on cheering on Big Dumb Bird. And he was hitting them from both sides of the plate. Like it was really fun to watch. You know, I didn't watch it live. I watched the next morning, but still,
Nice.
And last note, it's not really that big. It's just big for like an athlete. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like a huge ass or anything like that. It's just bigger than most athletes. That was my thought. Just sharing, being open and honest here. You know, it's a safe space. So yeah, it's dog days of summer. Not a ton going on. You know, that's the Pro No report for Thursday, July 17th, presented by National.com. Until somebody else pays to sponsor the Pro No report.
It is.
All right. You dialed in, you locked in, you played some games, you got some.
Bro, come on now. You already know it came out what? It came out Thursday of last week. I'm already in my dynasty mode, and I'm playing. My next game is Florida. So that's your boy been on it, on top of the scale. That's what I do before I go to bed. I play me a game or two or whatever. Overall, the game, the graphics, of course, are better. What I love is the movements are a lot more what I want to say, unique to the game. Like a lot of stuff mirrored Madden and, you know, former football games that'll come out. But these, the actual dynamics of how they move, the little stuff they'll do, like, you know, in college football with two people to jump on him or whatever. The next thing you know, he jumps out like a worm and extends himself for like another yard to get the first down. That's dope. The deep ball factor is just like it used to be back in the old days, where every time that ball go up in the air, it's like, you know, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You know, a bunch of good teams to choose from this year. Very kind of spread out, man. Ohio State, Texas is a good team. Alabama is a good team. Of course, Georgia and Miami got more love than they probably should. Clemson is Clemson, man. That quarterback put up 600 passing yards on me, bro. Just to let you know now.
We talked about that, man. We talked about Clemson looking really good for going into the season. Do you use this as a way to prep for the season? Like this is a viable way to. I mean, at the very least, you're familiarizing yourself with the teams. I mean, I know it's numbers, right? You're not having names out there, but still, like you're familiarizing yourself with the offenses and the defense, and the approach and the talent and etc.
Now that they have the whole NIL and Lightning, it actually has the players' names on them, all of them. The whole roster is laid out with actual player names.
Nice.
Now,
and they're getting paid for it. That's the key.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So that's all of the positive. Great game. I already got in some online player stuff with my buddies and stuff or whatever. All of that's nice or whatever. The only downside to it is, boy, our team is not looking good on there, man. Castellanos, I want to say, is rated like 81 or 82. He's a great mobile quarterback, but like his downfield accuracy is like a 60. So it's like you pretty much running option and short passes, short dumps and stuff or whatever. Running out offense. Cam Davis, he's rated like an 81 or 82. But he's a solid running back. Like you can get as much production out of him as any running back in the league. Outside of that, man, it's woohoo. Offensive wise, it's just crazy, man. Just not much working with a bunch of 78s, 70s, bunch of 50s, 60s on the offensive line. So you're gonna be running for your life and stuff. Defensive wise, I want to say we got at least 3 or 4 starter wise linemen or whatever. Linebackers about the same. Maybe 3 linebackers in the 80s. Everyone else is lower. Secondary is we got 1 cornerback that's rated like a 90, and then the safeties are like 70s. So it's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a struggle. But I do have a pro tip for you. If you're running your dynasty and you need a little extra juice, a little extra boost, they do have a few, because the way they have it, you cannot alter any player's likeliness or whatever. That's with the NIL.
Yeah, because they're paying them for
Yeah,
it, so
right.
they got to stick to it. That
Right.
makes sense.
So they're sticking to whatever rating that they have. But there is some players that didn't opt in for some reason or not or another. So for those players, they have AI generated players or whatever, and you can alter those guys or whatever. I started one season and had altered, I think it's a quarterback, it's a tight end, it's a running back, and like a center on our team that you can alter and at least bring our ratings up a little bit to be competable. Outside of that, man, it's just going to be a rough year. But I do love the recruiting process of it. That is very in-depth, very deep, building your culture, coach up the way you want to, whether you want them to be a motivator or a recruiter. And then like the last game, once you start the recruiting process and get those good recruits in, no matter how bad your team is, you can always lift the status and bring us back to greatness. But just letting you know, that first year is going to be crazy. That first game versus Alabama is going to be crazy. Beautiful thing is, it's just a game, heck, they had us ranked high last year on the game coming in, man. Like, I want to say we was ranked in the top 20 or top 10 or something like that or whatever, and look what happened or whatever. But I do like the old feel to it, to where, you play your college game and get your little bit of preview of the season. And then right before the season come, the Anthem magazines come out. I was talking about that with my wife, the old school Anthem magazines, where you get to view all of the star players from around the league and stuff or whatever. And then after that, it's football time. It's pads on pads, and we're going to see what it really is. So yeah, but definitely pick up the game, man. It's definitely fun to play. Even if you don't like Dynasty mode, they got a Road to Glory mode where you get to play as the player, from high school throughout college. Different stuff, people getting speeding tickets, people get suspended, your star player might not be there when you need him, so it's a bunch of stuff going on. Very realistic. Goodbye.
Any disciplinary issues on the squad not
yet. I haven't had any yet.
Nice. You run a tight ship over there, man. I like it.
Right.
Keep those guys in check,
Right. What I did hear though is the portal is crazy. I haven't gotten to the off season yet, but I was talking with one friend of mine, and he was like, he won, like I think he went like 8-4 or something like that or whatever, and ended up having like 20 something players hit the portal on him. I seen another person on Reddit say he had 30 players hit the portal on him. I already got about 10 players right now that's about to hit the portal on me, because they'll give you a list like these guys are unhappy and it's like playing time or whatever. So I'm like, damn, like they up that.
Just like we talked about, man, when you're nowadays, you have to be recruiting high school, other rosters, other schools rosters, and you have to like re-recruit your own guys to keep them around. It's incredible.
Yep. Sure
and that's cool that they've recreated that. That's cool that they put that, all the elements of it into the game. That's
it makes you think, man, because now you got that quarterback that maybe a sophomore and waiting behind him. You're trying to keep him until your quarterback graduates, and he's like, I'm about to transfer. Like, let me give him a couple plays at the end of a few games.
Yeah, right.
There you go, buddy. Go on and play the fourth quarter, man. Come on back to Florida State.
I almost want to get it and just simulate the games. Like, I don't know, my thumbs don't work like that anymore, but like I want to do all the off-season stuff. I want to do all the recruiting.
Yeah, that stuff is and
you're going to get to hit the NIL. Like, you're also going to get to hit the portal and be like, how about you? How about you? How about you?
Yep.
Are you making offers to people and stuff? Like, I'm excited. How's your NIL situation? Do you have do you have lots of resources?
They don't too much get into NIL with it. It's just standard recruiting and stuff, man.
At some point, you're gonna have to hit that portal and recruit those guys somehow. You're gonna have to bring them over.
Yeah,
somehow.
It's a point system that they do with recruiting, where you only have X amount of points, and then you have to split those between however many players you want to recruit or whatever. So that's how they.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, big game against the Gators, huh? Big game coming up.
Big game, man. Big game. Yeah, probably the biggest game of the year. And I swapped some games around in our schedule, so I ended up playing Texas, Arch Manning. That was a crazy game, man. Of course, Bama was a crazy game, and then who else did I play? It was another team. Penn State. I played Penn State. I thought about the bet that you put last year with them. I know Penn State's gonna be good. Let me play them
this year. They're gonna be nasty.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yes. They came to play that game.
I think maybe next week we'll do we could do like a Big Ten and SEC preview. Mm-hmm. And we can look at the odds to win those conferences, and we can talk about those two conferences a little bit, and just kind of get it out of the way before we start, getting closer to the season and want to focus in on FSU. Yeah, I think Ohio State takes a slight step back. They lost a lot of guys to the NFL, or to just at the the end they matriculated out of their college experience, whatever. What's that?
They lost coordinators as well, didn't it? Wasn't Chip Kelly like their offensive coordinator?
Yeah, now he's with the Raiders, huh? He's over there with isn't he with Pete Carroll?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
an interesting combo.
Right. But I get it. Pete Carroll's more of a defensive-minded coach, so it's like, hey,
You
handle that. Let me handle
big
this.
Picture guy. You know what I mean? He's more of the executive, where Chip Kelly can do a lot of the operation. The operation stuff, the day-to-day. I can see that.
Now I think about it, they actually work damn well together, because Chip Kelly is a genius on offense, but he has what do they call it? Personal issues with personal relationships, and like he doesn't know people. He just knows X's and O's.
Yeah.
And then you flip over.
And then Pete Carroll's the opposite.
Right. Pete Carroll's like that guy, So that might be a match made in heaven right there, man.
Yeah. A little yin and yang type of
approach.
Yeah. Or it'll be explosive, and it won't work either way. Either way, it'll be interesting. Definitely be interesting. Yeah, that's going to be a much different team. That and the Steelers bringing in Rodgers is going to be a weird look. But I get it. The Steelers are just kind of all in. They're like this. It's this year, and then we're all riding off into the sunset. It's going to be a full reset. In 12 or 24 months at the most.
Situation for them, though, bro. The Steelers are kind of like the Bucs were before we grabbed Brady.
Exactly. We had a nice nucleus, we had a nice base, and we had some resources, and we were like, all right, we're gonna, the shit or get off the pot, statement, phrase approach. We're going all in here, and they did it, and it worked for the Bucs, but it doesn't always work. Like, it didn't work. Well, it's a long list of teams that didn't work for that have tried to do it. Shit, didn't work for the Jets.
Yeah, particularly Jets. That was an organizational. But
it's still the same approach. They went out and they got the guy. They brought in all the people around him. They paid all the defense, whatever. They went all in, and it didn't work. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Happens to a couple teams.
You gotta have coaching. Gotta have good coaching in the play, though, man. And I feel like that's what the Jets kind of failed at. Aaron Rodgers period.
Yeah. That's where I think that was a big part of why it worked for the Bucs. And I think the continuity in the Steelers, everybody gets it. This is a culmination of 15 years. Like, this is what we've been building up to. All right, like, let's go. This is it. Right? It's just, this has been the plan since post Roethlisberger. So, it'll be.
They've tried to develop a couple quarterbacks. They've just never really, like, Mason Rudolph never turned anything. Kyle Pickett, I think they brought him back, but it makes sense. It makes sense in that situation more than most.
Yeah, those are the two biggest teams that are going to be shocking when they come out at the beginning of the season. You're like, oh yeah, what the hell is going on? It was kind of like last year when all of a sudden, the Chargers had Harbaugh, and he just kind of changed the dynamic of the roster and the feel and vibe of the roster. That's what it's going to be, a whole different look for those two teams.
Yep. Watch out for the Steelers, though, man. That's really all they've been missing for the last, I don't know how many years, as a quarterback. And
presuming TJ Watt is there, and you're absolutely right. They're gonna, they're gonna come to play, but it's also a really tough division. The Ravens are incredible every year. They're the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? They're literally the gold standard of, they've been in the mix for 2 straight quarterbacks, eras. Like they've modeled everything off of what they've seen, what Pittsburgh's done for years, except they've had success at the quarterback position.
Right.
And so, but they've had that long coach, that long, that consistency, that establishing a tradition. Like that's what I mean by modeling what they've seen. Yeah. And then the Browns are the Browns. So that's going to be an interesting situation. The Bengals have, I imagine they bounce back a little bit from last year. Burrows is a great quarterback. Interesting who they paid, who they didn't pay. They made good. They made pretty good decisions. It seems like. I could see the Bengals being right back in the mix this season. So it's not like an easy division. It's not like a path that's super fucking cakewalk for the Steelers this year. It's going to be tough.
But you got to think the moves that the Steelers made, bringing in what they bring in, Pickens, one of the receivers. No, not Pickens. They brought in another receiver,
Metcalf.
They brought in DJ Metcalf, man,
DK.
And then
like
DK,
Donkey Kong. Yeah. He doesn't DJ. He doesn't rock parties. No.
Right, and then they. That's funny. And then they drafted like a top defensive tackle, and they already got like a top defensive tackle that's about to retire. I forget his name or whatever. So even if Watt doesn't come back, bro, they stack now.
I think they find the money to pay him.
Yeah, they should. They better. Now, Baltimore, I still put them below Baltimore. But everyone else, I can see them in the mix with, man. Cleveland, outside of one of those rookie quarterbacks stepping up and being Superman, they're not gonna, move too much on the needle. And the Bengals, they gotta address the offensive line because Burrow is out there running for his life and is, having to do more or whatever. So that's hurting them. Plus, you got to think they just paid Jamar Chase. So that changes the whole dynamic of the team, or what talent did they have to get rid of to make that cap space for him and so forth and stuff, or whatever, Are they going to keep the receiving corp together, whatever, Higgins and everybody? Now, with that being said, I can still see him having a dope-ass year because Joe Burrow is motherfucking Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league right now, bro. And then Baltimore, man, this got to be the year for just Derrick Henry, bro. I still can't believe they got Derrick Henry.
I know,
man.
It's great.
Like
those two Steelers Ravens games. Like, I'll take the over right now. I want to see Lamar Jackson and Rodgers just kind of like, out gunsling each other. We're like, we're gonna go for it. It'll be fun, man. That'll be a fun game.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at us talking college football. Or talking NFL right away. Just falling into it. But it's the summer, man. That's what happens. Right?
Yeah.
Slow time. It's golf. It's big golf weekend, and baseball will be back, but like baseball's kind of dumb. So I really liked watching all that FIFA Club Championship, the World Cup stuff. Those matches were great, but I mean, not everybody's into the soccer or the football.
Yeah.
I just find it fun. I like when you gamble on soccer or football, whatever you call it. It's a 3 outcome thing because you can bet the draw, right? And so I like the way the math works on a 3 outcome odds instead of 2 outcome odds, and I just find it interesting and as like a little different. So I like gambling on international unfriendly soccer. I don't really like friendlies, but it's unfriendly soccer.
Nice.
All right, man. Well, let's wrap it up. Short up this week.
All
right, and next week we'll talk about the Big Ten and the SEC. We'll talk about odds to win those conferences, and after that we'll start kind of focusing in on the Noles, and we'll get ready for week one for our game at home against the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama.
I wish Uncle Bobby was still alive. Yeah. He would love this weekend. You know what I mean? He would love this weekend. Wait, real quick. I did hear a very weird rumor about Nick Saban. Considering coming back to coaching and Florida State being on the list if it doesn't turn around for Norvell. I feel like you should at least address it.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was real or not. But
let's presume it's not real. But if, what are your thoughts?
Hell yeah, I'm taking Nick Saban, bro. That's the greatest college coach in college. That's the greatest coach in college football, bro. I feel like the only reason he left was because of this whole NIL situation and stuff or whatever, and he doesn't too much like to get into that. But we've spoke on this. What programs are doing now is hiring general managers or whatever, GMs, to control and manage all of that. So if we can find a GM to handle all of the NIL stuff or whatever, you know what I mean?
With no problem.
Right. Yeah, bring his ass to Tallahassee. Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes. You would be a fool to turn away Nick Saban, bro. Come on now.
How well does Florida State have to play this? I mean, if we have a good year, I mean that's Norvell coaching them up, because as you said, it's not the best roster. You just dove in from the game, from playing the video game. If let's say we win the ACC championship, does that save Norvell's job and we don't and you don't hire him?
Yeah, of course it does. Of course.
Because I mean, then you got a young guy coaching him up, and that's what you want to see.
Right.
Huh. Right. It would be interesting to have him come in, because it'd be weird for him. Oh, no, he's used to it. You know, I was going to say it'd be weird for him being the second best coach in the history of the program, but like he always had to deal with that conversation with Bear Bryant at Alabama too. So you don't give a fuck about that shit. That means nothing to him.
Right. And he's in the ACC. He's not in the SEC. You know.
I mean, who knows what that means in 5 years? Right. Even 3 years. Who knows?
Right.
Interesting, bro. Interesting. I don't hate it. All right. Just figured I'd throw it at you and see what you thought.
Oh yeah. I'm all aboard the Nick Saban train.
Right before we play them to start the season, this is what everybody's talking about. It's
right.
Great. It's good. If it's not real, whoever started it is a master marketer.
Thinking that. I was thinking of that.
Brilliant, man.
I'm thinking like, okay, if this is real, this is dope or whatever. And the number one thing I like about Nick Saban is he coaches to the simples, the basics or whatever, and everything is consistent with his coaching or whatever. Like he has a routine that he does, and it lasted for decades pretty much. But the ingenious of it is, if this is fake, say this is a booster that's like, hey, Norvell, you need to get your shit straight. Let's drop a story of us signing Nick Saban or whatever, just so you know what time it is. I love some fire up on him.
I love that. Remember,
you already got on Gus Malzahn looking over his shoulder. Right.
He used the media to motivate them. Like, he was a master at manipulating the media to motivate the players. I love that.
Yep. Heck yeah, bro.
I hope that's it. All right. We said it was going to be a short episode, but then we started talking about Nick Saban. Still, let's wrap this up. This was fun. What's the name of the show? Oh, National. It's the National Show. I blanked for a second. I was about to say it. It just didn't come out. The National Show is co-production between Broham and BYAPN, BYAPN, your Ash Podcasting Network. In fact, that is how you can listen to the show as an audio only product right now. You go to betyourash.com, or you go to the Bet Your Ash feeds on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and you listen there. Thanks. We appreciate it. Maybe you like it as an audio only product. You like to listen to it while you ride your bicycle. You're riding around town on a goddamn bicycle. I get it. I love it. But if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Please subscribe, hit the notifications thing, all that stuff, and share it with all of them. That's also very helpful. Either way, you can find all of our links, where to listen to the show, where to watch the show, and where to find us on social media at national.com or on Linktree /National Show, NATIONOLESHOW. Also on Linktree, you can find Gangstaville, GAINSTAVILLE. It's Linktree /Gangstaville. And there you will find all his social media links, plus all the links to his music on all the different platforms. Go to all of them, listen to his music on all of them, like it on all of them. That's the best way to support your friends that make music. And Gangstaville is a good friend to support. And I think that's it. Although there's like an announcement that I want to make, but I can't make it yet. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna save it. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm not gonna let the cat out the bag. But
Word.
Up to something. You know what I mean? We're working on something. We're working on something over here. And yeah. Anything else?
Nope. Sounds good to me.
Right. Well, in that case, go Noles.
And you have just finished listening to The National Show with Gangsta, Fizzle, and McGee.